Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to look at KBDfans KBD67lite, a 65% hot swap ANSI layout keyboard. So I like to do a brief summary of the pros and cons first. Let you kind of think about if you want to watch the whole video. If you're only looking for just sort of the intro part, this is it. This is a good keyboard. It has a lot of good things going for it. It has good quality. It's good construction for a plastic keyboard. It's easy to get a great sound out of, and there's a lot of tuning you can do to improve your own sound profile. On the downside, it is still over $100, and because it's a custom kit, it doesn't come with any switches or keycaps, so your cost is only going to go up from there. So the KBD67lite is pretty remarkable as one of the entry-level custom keyboards from a major supplier. It's in the same category as the NK65, the Portico, the Ikki68, and possibly the Ramakara, depending how you slice it. It's received pretty favorable reviews and is a perfect starting place for anyone getting into the mechanical keyboard hobby. So as I'm pulling this out of the box, you can see that it comes with a really nice custom carrying case. I like the kits that come with these, even though I don't personally use them that much. It gives a sort of feeling of care, and that they put a lot of time into making this a kit that you're going to enjoy building. This is really for someone wanting to get into the custom mechanical keyboard hobby, to get a board they can build and mod and tune and experience different switches and sounds with. This is the second round for the KBD67lite, which was a group buy in April. I got mine in early July, so it's like a 3-month turnaround. This is pretty accessible for a group buy. KBDfans is also planning a round 3 to launch on Black Friday at the end of November. So if you're interested in getting one, keep a close track, you don't want to miss it. Another neat feature of the KBD67lite model is that they will sometimes do collaborations with other keycap sets. So even if you miss the group buy round 3, you still have a chance to get it. For example, the EPBT Simple Hangul collab is in group buy right now until October 1st. In terms of construction, the case is made from ABS plastic with a KBDfans logo on the bottom. The font is a little dated looking, but it is what it is. There's these little scallops on the side for detail, and the top and bottom sections of the case are held together with 8 starhead screws. They do include a small screwdriver, which is nice because the back set of screws are recessed too much for a standard size bit. They also have brass threaded inserts to reduce the risk of stripping the plastic out when you are assembling it. There's also tiny alignment pins. You have to be careful when you're putting the top and bottom together because they bend and break pretty easily. The case creates a 6-degree typing angle. There's no pop-up feed or anything to adjust it, and the USB connector's in the back left. Here's a sort of cross-sectional look at the stock stabilizers that it comes with. You can see that these are clear plastic. They're decent, they're not bad at all. If you're going to try to get the most premium feel, I think I always, and everyone always recommends Durock V2 PCB stabilizers. They're just very high quality. The plate and PCB combo have a decent amount of flex, and the typing experience is soft and forgiving due to the silicone mounting. The sound profile is also pleasant out of the box and has a lot of room to experiment. I'm planning on doing a few videos with the different popular mods, such as the the tape mod and maybe doing a silicone fill in the bottom, but stay tuned for comparisons in the sound. The stabilizers that come with it really need some modification. Don't use these dry. You definitely need to do the minimum stabilizer tuning on these with at least some dielectric grease and lubricant on the stem and housing of the stabilizers before you'll find this enjoyable. The injection molded polycarbonate plate is held to the PCB with these 9 standoffs, and it's mounted to the case with the sandwiched layer of silicon, which they call the mute silicon. This kind of provides the gasket material to suspend the plate PCB combo between the top and bottom halves of the case. This also sets it apart from the other entry-level boards, and gives it sort of its unique typing feel and sound. When assembled, the PCB and plate and silicon have a nice amount of flex and give the typing feeling sort of a bounciness due to the silicone gaskets. So here for assembly, once you have the PCB and plate and silicon assembled together, you'll simply sandwich it between the top and bottom half of the case. The only thing to be careful is for the alignment pins. You don't want to pinch these. They will smash pretty easily. And then I just sort of held it together while I inserted the screws. So this supports QMK and VIA, with the only unusual caveat being you have to import the .json file each time. So to do your first startup, you have to hold down the escape key while inserting the USB-C connector. This will cause the keyboard to show up as a extra drive, and then you will put the flash.bin file that you'll download from KBDfans website into the keyboard, just like you're dropping it into a thumb drive, and then unplugging and replugging in the keyboard. This causes the keyboard to reset. Then the next thing you'll do is you'll import the keymap into VIA by importing the .json file, and then you'll be able to configure the keyboard in VIA. The unusual thing is that you have to import this keymap each time you want to change the configuration in VIA. I find that a little unusual. It's not like the rest of my keyboards, but that is how it works. So, this is great. I think this is the perfect example of an entry-level custom mechanical keyboard. They have options for a brass plate or an aluminum case if you want to take this to the more premium experience, but I don't think they're necessary. This is a very pleasant typing experience. It has south-facing switches, so you have full compatibility with Cherry Profile. The layout's supported by every base keycap kit I've seen, so you're not going to be looking for obscure keycaps to get coverage. And the sound profile is very flexible, giving you room to grow and change and try new things. The QMK VIA support gives you sort of a first look at the standard for mapping other custom mechanical keyboards if you're new to the hobby. So all in all, I just think it's a really solid choice and a great first step into the mechanical keyboard hobby. The downsides are few, actually. One is that, just like every other custom mechanical keyboard, not just the KBD65, you usually expect to get it bare bones, which means you have to purchase keycaps and switches separately. This can be a shock if you've never purchased a custom mechanical keyboard. You realize that you have to buy both the keyboard kit, then the switches, and the keycaps. It's sort of an investment. The problem specific to the KBD67 Lite Round 2 is that even though it's compatible with VIA, I don't really like that you have to load the keymap layout each time. It just feels sort of strange, and that they could have made some way to automatically detect this, and I suppose that in the future they probably will. So I think at the end of the day, it comes down to a question of, is this a good value for you? The custom hobby is changing a lot over the last year and 2 years. I mean, now with the GMMK Pro and the Keychron Q1, you can see an aluminum entry-level board that's just a little bit more than this. So is this the keyboard you should buy? Only you can answer yourself that question. It has sold very well and will continue to sell well because it is a quality keyboard. So there's nothing bad about it. It has a great sound and feel, and I do recommend it for you. I enjoy it more than my GMMK Pro. KBDfans is a great company, and they've made a great keyboard. This has been a fun review to write and a fun keyboard to use. I highly recommend the KBD67 Lite Round 3 coming up in November. I'm going to leave you with a couple of sound tests in sort of a bass form. Now, I did switch out the stabilizers in my second sound test for some Durock V2s. These are just examples of what the KBD67 Lite can sound like. Enjoy. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.